Yo, the cost of living is ridiculous. So, my lease is about to end, and, I'm apartment hunting, just looking around. And I haven't been apartment hunting in so long because I've been in my current place for about 2 years. And now that I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is what they talking about. I'm looking at 1 bedrooms for $2,000, $2,100, 2 bedrooms, $2,300. I would never pay that for an apartment. I will never. And I know a lot of people keep saying, just get a house, get a house. It's not that simple, buddy. When you have a house, your base mortgage could be $1,600, but all the other stuff you got to pay on top of that, you're paying a lot more than that. I know people paying $2,600 for mortgage, $2,700 for a mortgage. No, I'm not doing that right now. And then you understand property taxes, HOA fees, all that stuff that adds up. Having a house is not cheap. It's very expensive, and you need to be financially well off to have a house. And most people are not financially well off, and they have houses and they're house poor. I don't want to be that person. Baby steps. Now, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm paying that much for an apartment. But at this point, I have no choice. I had set up an apartment tour, and God be speaking to me. I set up an apartment tour. I knew something was off because the prices were a little down there. This morning, that same apartment complex I set up a tour for, they said someone got shot and killed this morning. Tour canceled. And my prayers go out to whoever the victim was. But yes, tour is canceled. I'm not about to go get an apartment someone just actively got killed at. So next option. At this point, it's looking like I might have to pay $2,100 for an apartment. I seen these one apartments. They were beautiful, gorgeous, in a good area. $2,200 for a 2-bedroom. I think not. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to do. I don't want to move to the hood. I don't want rats and roaches. I don't want shootouts, and I don't want my car getting broken into. I don't want to live in a nice area, but I'm damn near broke every paycheck paying for rent. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I don't want to stay in my current apartments because now people are starting to catch on to how low the price is, and now it's starting to become ghetto. So I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. And this whole hustle, I'm not with the hustle culture. Life is too short for that. I don't feel like hustling. People talk about you sleep when you die. I don't got time for that. I want to live a good life here. I want it to be peaceful. I want it to be stress-free.
I agree.
Yeah, I want life to be stress-free. I don't got time to be grinding to the point where I can't enjoy life. I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? The people, you retired at 67. No, I don't got time for that. I'm 35. I'm tired of the grinding. I'm not trying to live a difficult life. I'm trying to live a easy life. I don't care what none of y'all say. All that hustle, bustle, all this stuff.
Well, you're going to have to hustle in the beginning, my brother, so you can do that. Or you're going to have to sell some booty. That's what you got that car. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do something. I ain't gonna lie.
American culture, y'all got it. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing that. I don't want to just work. No, I'm looking for a way out. I'm looking for something different. I might have to just move out of this country at this point, but yeah, I'm done.
That's an option. At least he know what he's willing to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna got a couple options. You're gonna either hustle and bustle. You're gonna bust open that. Yeah, you're gonna do that. Or it's only so many options. Or you better get you a husband or something, brother.
My hot take is paying more than $700 a month to rent a room should be criminal. I live in Las Vegas and I pay $850 a month for a room and a shared bathroom. Nice area, nice little house, but personally I think that's too much money. But that's kind of the average going rate here and elsewhere. But personally, I think anything more than $700, maybe $750, you can convince me if it's a nice house, nice area. You know, a lot of things nearby, maybe. But even in expensive cities like LA, Washington, I personally think nothing over $750 you should be able to charge. That's just criminal for my personal opinion. My hot take is paying more than $700.
Look at some of them comments. rent needs to be tied to the minimum wage. So if minimum wage is $7.25, rent going to be $3.77 a month. You pay $3.77 a month, boy, you gonna live in a box. I don't know. The trenches don't even be that cheap. I don't know what he talking about. A room should be max 500, studio 700, one bed 900 max. Zero reason my bed, one bath should be. Yeah. Boy, it's rough.
It's crazy, man. So my rent went from $450 a month in just a couple short years to
That's Damien Daddy
$1,050 freaking dollars
from the Prince
a month.
family.
Nothing's changed. It's the same washing machine and dryer. It's the same refrigerator. It's the same ass stove. $450 to $1,050 a month in just a couple of years, guys. So I used to live in this apartment in Fort Wayne called Wildwood Apartments. And when I first moved into an apartment, I had to pay the first month's rent and deposit, which was $450 and $450. So I had to pay $900 just for me to move into the apartment. And so when I moved into the apartment, not to mention you have to pay rent, you have to pay all, I think we paid everything except the water. The apartment complex paid the water bill. Okay, so recently I had someone call me, a friend from Indiana. They said, Damien, how much was your apartment rent when you lived in Fort Wayne in Wildwood? I said, oh, well, my rent was only $450 a month. He was like, okay, cool. He said, listen, I'm trying to get an apartment. Can you help me get the first thing started so I can know how to get the apartment? Now, he recently is going through a divorce, so he's never had his own place because he's been divorced the whole time since high school. So I told him, go online, look up this place. They're going to do felony checks. I said, as long as that you don't have a violent felony, they will get you an apartment. As long as you don't have a violent felony like a crime against children. So he went online and he called me. He said, man, they want $1,050. And it's not even a full apartment, guys. It's an efficiency, 550 something square feet. 550 square feet. Some of y'all bathrooms is bigger than 550 square feet. So I thought he was lying. So I picked the phone up and I called down there and I said, yo, hi. I act like I was somebody else. I said, how much is a one bedroom efficiency there? They said $1,050. Plus you have to have the application fee, which is another $65. Now, mind you, when I lived there a few years ago, the apartment application fee was only $25. $65 for application fee. Plus, you have to have the first month's rent and a deposit, which is $1,050 plus $1,050. That's $2,100, guys. So the apartment rent has went up, and I don't understand why rent is going up, man. Like, people are not getting raises at work, man. The cost of living is already sky high. So why the hell would an apartment for a one bedroom efficiency, and mind you, if y'all do a Google research of Wildwood Apartments in Fort Wayne, the bedroom don't even have a door on it. It's just a big old open area. It's the front room that you walk into, and then it's like this big old area that you walk into, and that's your bedroom. You can actually come out your bedroom into the front room or the kitchen, or come out the kitchen and go straight into the restroom and open the door. You're in the bedroom, guys. $1,050 a month is insane, man. This stuff is nothing but a scam, man.
That sound like New York. Sound like New York, man.
Yo, this is not laziness. This is the economy falling apart. A record 25 million adults live with their parents, and roughly 70% of them ages 25 to 34 are employed full time. So that whole they just don't want to work argument is dead. People are working, people have jobs, some got degrees, some work full time, a lot work overtime. And they still can't afford rent, a car note, groceries, and basic everyday life necessities. That means the problem is not motivation. That means that the problem is wages aren't matching up to the cost of living. And then they got the nerve to call people moochers for staying with family when half the time they helping with bills, groceries, and utilities while still trying to save up enough money to leave. And at some point, we really got to sit down and admit that having a job does not mean you can afford to live anymore. So my question is this: how are young folks supposed to build a future when the cost of independence keep moving further and further away? Y'all.
No, that's real. Let me look at some of them comments, man. I'm 31. I make more than my mom, and I still can't move out. My mental is suffering so bad. Like, I don't want to stay with my parents forever, for real. I be 29. I move back home, and I work full time. I go to school full time. Crying face, shame on my face. Face palm. I'm 25. I make almost $40 an hour. My rent takes up 70% of my monthly income. Golly. Whoa, where you living at? I literally be hungry, eating crackers and tuna, saving my last 30 to put gas in my car to get to work, having to decline OT because I don't have money to get to work. Zanaya 0303. What the hell? I know somebody with 2 degrees, they be looking for a job for 3. Nah, I be hearing about that. Them people who be having them degrees, they still can't find them jobs because it be hard. So I know how that is. I'm 36, living with my parents, bro. See, man, this is the nonsense that we be talking about, bro. It's crazy out here. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.